Today we're going to be making a textured clay slab wall hanging. You're going to get a nice flat slab of clay or just a flat piece of paper. We call it a slab when working with ceramics. I'm going to take just a little bit of water on the ends of my fingers and I want to smooth out the top of my piece of clay. I want to smooth the edges down so they're nice and rounded and then smooth out the texture on my clay. Notice I'm only putting just a little bit of water on my finger. I'm not sticking my whole hand in, just the tip of my finger. I don't want it to get too muddy by adding too much water. Now that I've got my slab of clay all smoothed out, I'm going to start playing with all the different tools that I have in our baskets that we can make textures, designs, and patterns with. There are lots of different things to work with. Toothpicks, clay tools, different things to make stamps and textures with. I'm going to play around with some of our new tools and see what kind of textures they will make. I'm going to use them carefully by not pressing too hard. I want to make a texture and a design in the clay, but I don't want to make my clay too thin or to poke a hole in my clay by pushing too hard and pushing all the way through the clay. We're not going to push down too hard on our clay when we're using our stamps or our tools, because we want to make sure our clay slab stays nice and thick so that way it holds together really nicely. I'm going to keep seeing what designs and marks my tools will make and what textures they can create by putting those impressions or indentions into the clay. I'm going to keep going and fill up my whole piece, thinking about where I might want to put my designs. I don't just want to kind of scribble all over them. I want to make sure I make some purposeful designs and put my pieces and my stamps in there with a purpose to fill up the whole space. After I fill up my entire slab with different textures and designs, I want to check the edges of my slab, and then I will help you poke holes at the top of the slab. So there are two holes at the top that we can put a string through so we can hang it on your wall after it's all fired and glazed. I will also help you write your name on the back of it so we know whose is whose. After we poke the holes and we have our name on the back, then we will set aside our clay to dry and get ready to be fired.